Spanish means business. Copyright BBC Enterprises, 1994.
Hola. Welcome to Spanish Means Business. I'm Carmen.
Hola, I'm Alberto. Carmen and I will be helping you to make the most of spoken Spanish.
And that includes understanding the spoken language as well as making yourself clearly understood in Spanish.
This recording ties in with the book Spanish Means Business, so try to use the two together whenever you can.
When using the book, you'll know when to turn on the recording by the headphone symbol.
The track numbers are repeated on the recordings, so you'll know where you are.
You can also use the recording by itself when you're driving along in the car, out with your Walkman, or just sitting around.
First, a few practical tips on how to use the recordings.
Tip 1 is concentrate on getting the gist or general sense of what you hear. In other words, don't worry if you don't catch every single word. You often don't hear every word in your own language, and you certainly don't need to in order to follow a general conversation in any language.
However, some details are important, such as the time of the train, the name of a new acquaintance, or specifications of a product. So in these cases, you'll have to listen for some more detailed information.
We'll play many of the dialogues twice to help you.
But don't forget you can replay them as often as you like.
Careful listening is also essential for improving your own pronunciation.
Which leads on to tip number 2. Listen to dialogues and individual words as carefully as possible and as often as possible. Try to pick out the details of the sounds you hear and the intonation or music of the sentences. Only if you do this will you be able to say them accurately yourself.
And finally, tip 3. Practice speaking as much as you can. Repeat the key words and phrases you hear as many times as possible.
And don't be afraid of making mistakes. You're bound to make them. So try to listen for the difference between what you hear on the recording and what you say yourself.
This way you can get rid of inaccuracies and improve continuously.
Let's make a start with Unit 1. Unit 1. Preparativos. Section 1. Hola. Track 1.
A number of people introduce themselves. As you'd expect, they all have different ways of doing it.
As you listen, try to pick out the different expressions they use for I am or my name is. You'll find the expressions on page 3.
Yo soy Adrián Piera, soy el presidente de la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Madrid.
Bien, soy Jesús Baillo, director de Mercedes en Vigo.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Maite García y yo soy la apoderada de extranjero.
Buenas tardes. Soy Francisco Martínez.
Encantado.
Buenos días, señora.
Hola, buenos días.
Me llamo
Dígame.
Luis Tela de la compañía Traditional Furniture de Inglaterra.
Mi nombre es Maite García, mucho gusto.
The expressions you heard were yo soy, I am.
This can be shortened to soy. You also heard me llamo, I am called.
And mi nombre es, my name is.
Try some detailed practice on these expressions. Listen carefully to each phrase and then, in the gap, repeat it as accurately as you can, out loud.
Yo soy. Soy. Me llamo. Mi nombre es.
You'll notice that some sounds in Spanish are roughly equivalent to those in English, but not exactly. To show the difference, listen to these words and phrases as they should be, then hear them spoken with a heavy English accent.
Yo soy.
Yo soy.
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 Me llamo.
Me llamo.
Mi nombre es.
Mi nombre es.
So now you know what to say and what not to say.
Back to the dialogues. Listen to them again and answer the questions at the bottom of page 2 of your book. Try and find out who is the director, who's the president, and where Louise's company is based.
Listen as many times as you like, and check your answer in the key at the back of your book.
Yo soy Adrián Piera, soy el presidente de la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Madrid.
Bien, soy Jesús Baillo, director de Mercedes en Vigo.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Maite García y yo soy la apoderada del extranjero.
Buenas tardes. Soy Francisco Martínez.
Encantado.
Buenos días, señora.
Hola, buenos días.
Me llamo
Dígame.
Luis Tela de la compañía Traditional Furniture de Inglaterra.
Mi nombre es Maite García, mucho gusto.
In the previous dialogues, you heard different ways of greeting people. Hola, hello. Buenos días, good morning.
Now it's your turn to have a go. Repeat the words after Carmen.
Hola. Buenos días.
Track 2.
In track 2, you'll hear some more greetings we didn't highlight before. They are
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon or good evening. Buenas noches. Good evening or good night.
practice them by repeating each one in the gap. It will help improve your intonation and your accent as you go along.
Buenas tardes. Buenas noches.
Here are the dialogues. The information you're listening for is the name of Pablo Suarez Company and the name of the businesswoman he's visiting. Again, listen as many times as you like and check your answers in the key.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. Soy Pablo Suárez, de Porcelanas Denia, Sociedad Anónima.
¿En qué puedo servirle?
Quisiera hablar con la señora Elvira Sánchez, por favor.
Sí, un momento, por favor.
Gracias.
Pablo passes a director's secretary on his way out.
Muchas gracias. Adiós. Buenas noches.
De nada, adiós.
Track 3.
Now for some concentrated pronunciation practice. Repeat the letters of the alphabet one by one.
A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, L, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
Now try some of those letters, but this time in a complete word. You'll hear the correct version, followed by the heavily accented version, followed by the correct version again. Repeat the correct one when you hear it the second time.
García.
Garcia.
García.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Track 4.
Now for some listening practice. In this short dialogue, Raúl, a book salesman, visits a buyer, Pablo. You'll hear some of the expressions you've just practiced, along with the following new ones.
¿Qué tal? How are things? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Very well, and you?
¿Sí? Hola, hombre. Buenos días. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás, Pablo? ¿Qué tal? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Muy bien, estupendamente.
The greetings you heard there are very, very common.
And very useful. So let's practice them. Repeat in the gap.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien. Section 2. ¿Cuál es su nombre? Track 5.
Spelling your name is another useful thing you may have to do when you first meet someone.
Especially if your name is a tricky one, like Hugh Sykes, Trish Attlee, or Muhammad Aknoush.
We heard the letters of the alphabet on track 3, so you can replay and repeat again if you'd like to.
Remember the 3 ways of saying who you are. Soy, I am. Me llamo, I'm called. Mi nombre es, my name is.
Now here's one way people may ask you your name.
¿Me dice su nombre, por favor?
At the beginning of the next dialogue, Louise Taylor is asked that question by a receptionist.
Listen for it, and also for the other 3 questions the receptionist asks Louise.
¿Me dice su nombre, por favor? Sí, Louise Taylor. ¿Cómo? ¿Me lo puede repetir? Louise Taylor. L, O, U, I, S, A. ¿Y el apellido? T, A, Y, L, O, R.
The other questions, which are useful when you're getting to know somebody, are...
¿Cómo?
Pardon?
¿Me lo puede repetir?
Could you repeat that?
¿Y el apellido?
And your surname? Now listen again and repeat each one.
¿Cómo? ¿Me lo puede repetir? ¿Y el apellido?
It's always useful to be able to spell your name. So why not practice?
And no cheating. Try to make it as authentic or as Spanish as possible.
Track 6.
In this track, you'll hear people ask for their names in 3 different ways. They're questions you'll certainly need to recognize, and you'll probably need to use them as well. Try to pick them out as you listen.
¿Cuál es su nombre, por favor?
Mi nombre es Francisco Martínez.
¿Cómo se llama usted?
Me llamo Pablo Suárez.
Su nombre, por favor.
Jane Wilson.
¿Cómo se escribe su apellido?
W-I-L-S-O-N. Listen to those questions again and try to become familiar with them.
¿Cuál es su nombre, por favor?
What is your name, please?
¿Cómo se llama usted?
What are you called? Or what is your name?
Su nombre, por favor.
Your name, please?
Track 7.
Now for a little more pronunciation practice. First, some typical names. Listen and repeat.
La señora Julia Hernández.
El señor Alejandro Muñoz.
Héctor.
In the following words, the letter J or J is prominent.
Julia.
José.
Jarama.
Jerez.
Two more sounds worth practicing. First, the elle. When you see it written down, it looks like a double L.
¿Cómo se llama?
Me llamo Guillermo Ballesteros.
Something to wrap your tongue round there. And now the ñ.
Cañedo. Muñoz. España. Español. Section 3. Le presento a mi socio. Track 8.
To introduce somebody in Spanish, there's one standard phrase, which varies slightly depending on who you're talking to.
If you're talking informally, say, introducing Señora Hernández to someone you know well, you would say,
Te presento a la señora Hernández.
and if you were introducing her to someone you don't know too well, you'd say,
Le presento a la señora Hernández.
Now practice those two expressions.
Te presento a la señora Hernández.
Le presento a la señora Hernández. Now listen to Maite García using the informal version to introduce her colleague to Louise Taylor.
Aurelio, te presento a la señorita
Louise Taylor,
Louise Taylor, de la compañía
Traditional Furniture.
Hola, buenos días. Soy Aurelio Cuadrado, el apoderado de la oficina.
In the next dialogue, the formal version is used for a more formal situation.
As you listen, try to pick out the names of the people being introduced.
Buenos días. Mi nombre es Francisco Martínez. Le presento a mi socio, el señor Pérez Cuenca.
Le presento a la directora de marketing de Arte Iberia.
Encantado. Le presento al director gerente del Banco del Mediterráneo.
If you picked out the names, try spelling them.
And if you didn't, look them up in the book.
And then try spelling them.
Track 9.
Another sound which is important to get right in Spanish is the R.
Either the weaker form, as in señora, señorita, nombre,
or the rolled R as in restaurante, Mediterráneo.
Practice those. Señora, señorita, nombre,
Restaurante, Mediterráneo.
Something a little easier now. Two letters which in Spanish are pronounced in the same way. The V, V, and the B, B.
Listen to and repeat these words and phrases.
Elvira, Victoria, Bravo,
Buenos días. Córdoba. Sube.
Track 10.
Time for some more practice. You'll hear a man introducing himself, giving his name, his job title, and his company.
What you need to find out is his full name, the surname you would address him by, and the name of his company.
Of course, if you can work out his job title, that's a plus. Check in the key once you've sorted out the information.
Soy Antonio Linares Sevillano, director de Organización y Desarrollo de Recursos Humanos del Grupo Iberia.
Track 11.
In the next recording, you're again looking only for specific information.
David Horta Segarra is speaking. Try to find out if he's a president, councillor, or managing director, and which 3 areas he's in charge of in the town hall.
Don't panic. The words of the 3 areas are not too far from the English. Just listen as many times as you like.
Mi nombre es David Horta Segarra. Soy concejal de Industria, Comercio y Turismo del Ayuntamiento de Vigo, una ciudad situada en Galicia, España.
So, what's his position?
You can check your answers in the key. Section 4. ¿Cuál es su ocupación? Track 12.
For this listening practice, you'll need to recognize the expressions ¿Cuál es su ocupación? What is your job? And soy representante, I'm a representative or salesperson.
Again, there's quite a lot of language you don't need to recognize for the moment.
Concentrate on picking out the name of Francisco's company and Maria's job.
Me llamo María Sáenz.
¿Cuál es su ocupación?
Trabajo en Creaciones Roma. ¿Y usted?
Soy representante de Estudios Madrid. ¿Qué cargo tiene usted en la compañía?
Yo también soy representante.
¿Qué tipo de compañía es Creaciones Roma?
Es una compañía textil.
Now, 3 sisters all working in the same office, the Gestoría Bocanegra. Again, you'll hear quite a lot of information, spoken fast.
But all you have to do is pick out the full names of all 3, obviously they share the same surname, and find out which of the 2 sisters have similar jobs.
Hola, mi nombre es Remy Sánchez Bocanegra y el tema que llevo yo en la gestoría es el de permisos de trabajo y residencia.
Hola, soy Ana Sánchez Bocanegra, trabajo en la oficina de la gestoría Sánchez Bocanegra y mi tema es renovaciones de placa matrícula turística.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Fátima Sánchez Bocanegra, trabajo en la gestoría Bocanegra y me dedico a solicitar permiso de trabajo y residencia para los extranjeros que vienen a España.
Track 13.
You can't avoid numbers in business, whether they're in red or black.
First, listen carefully to the numbers 1 to 12 and repeat after each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Another kind of number is the so-called ordinals. First, second, third, etc.
Again, listen and repeat.
Primero. Segundo. Tercero. Cuarto.
And this time, repeat these phrases.
El primer año. El segundo año. El tercer año.
La primera planta. La segunda planta. La tercera planta. Track 14.
And finally for this unit, another piece of listening practice.
You're listening to an introduction to a tourist agency called Bidon 5. See if you can work out the speaker's name.
Is his first name Alfredo or Alfonso?
Is his surname Castor, Pastor, or Santor?
Bueno, soy Alfredo Pastor. Estás en Bidón 5, es una agencia especializada en turismo alternativo, turismo verde, turismo ecológico y turismo de aventura.
We'll play you the extract again. This time listen out for these phrases.
Turismo alternativo. Turismo verde. Turismo ecológico. Turismo de aventura.
See if you can work out how you'd say them in English.
Bueno, soy Alfredo Pastor. Estás en Bidón 5, es una agencia especializada en turismo alternativo, turismo verde, turismo ecológico y turismo de aventura.
Oof, and that's it for Unit 1. Before you move on to Unit 2, check that you can say all the expressions under punto de control on page 14.
You see, the punto de control is a way of checking that you can say all the things you need to say from one unit before you move to the next.
The better you know these expressions, the easier it will be to move on to new ones in the next unit.
And you don't necessarily have to be sitting in a hushed room to practice them. Try to get somebody to read out the English to you while you're at home or at work.
Then you simply give the Spanish.
Or you could leave the book lying around at the right page and just glance down as you pass or as you are drying the dishes or whatever, and then just say the Spanish out loud or to yourself.
Above all, be original with your learning. Do it at the time and in the way that best suits you.
That way you may even come to enjoy it.